You know what I find there, Lisa, and what we're essentially talking about here, and this is one of my, I don't know if you quote, I'm sure somebody said it, is many people say this differently, but one of the favorite quotes or phrases that I've heard out there is something to the effect of the longest journey a person will take is the 12-inch journey from your head to your heart. And I think that sums up our purpose in life and what life is all about right there. And so, what I'm doing when I check in with myself and when I meditate, I am moving how I deal with things from my mind, as you had just asked about, to a higher part of myself, a part of me that knows how to care. And a thing that keeps me coming back to meditation is it's not just a belief, it's something that you start to feel. You feel that energy and you feel that connectedness. And it's what keeps the momentum going. When you talk about sort of how do you manage your mind, I find that um, our minds are kind of a crazy thing these days. Don't get me wrong, the mind is a beautiful tool. It's a powerful supercomputer. But I think that we need to almost champion our mind. Here's what I'm saying by that. Do you ever find that when you have a task to perform at work or at home or you're dealing with it, the mind is great. You got to do a cost benefit analysis. Boy, it just boom, you do it. You've got to do that report, whatever it is. The mind is very powerful. But after we're done with the task, we tend not to put the tool down. And what does our mind do? It is going all day long. And it has been said before, and I truly believe that this is correct, that about 90% of the thoughts, when our mind is on autopilot, 90% of the thoughts we think are either entirely useless or downright harmful, right? And this to me is where most of the stress comes from, right? Who of us cannot relate to walking into a party and oh my god, geez, I'm underdressed for this, and oh my god, she looks great, she looks way better than me. Oh, you're so you've gained a few pounds. Your mind's constantly saying harmful things to you, right? And it goes off and off and off. So I like comparing your mind to one great analogy that I've like to use is your mind is like a tool, right? And let's take an analogy. Let's say you a plain old kitchen knife, right? You're in the kitchen. Boy, you need to cut up some slices of bread to make a sandwich. Let's get that kitchen knife out. Let's cut a few slices of bread. Awesome. Put the knife down, put it in the sink, and that tool did its job. But what if you cut the slices of bread and then you just carry that knife around in your hand all day and you were out doing things and oh hi Lisa, nice to meet you, and you put it out there to shake a hand and oh I think I have something in my eye and you rub your eye with it, god forbid you have to go to the bathroom throughout your days. You can start to see the damage that this tool, when left, you're not really left to its own devices, can start to do a lot of damage when you don't put it down. And I think so that's exactly the mind. Use the mind, be the champion of the mind um, when you need it, but put it down. Learn, and how do you put it down? You champion the mind from leading life from this deeper place, from being more conscious, being more present, being more in the moment. And when you are present right here, your mind is not constantly going, 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 and beating you up. You learn to champion your beautiful mind, right? Because a mind left to its own devices can drag you down some nasty paths and some pretty big rabbit holes, right? So from a mindset, that's what I would say is that journey, that 12-inch journey that I believe each and every one of us is on from our head to our heart. I think is what life is all about. How do you learn to come to life from a caring, positive place as opposed to a frantic, fearful place?
Yeah, so well said. So well said. Early in our journey after we lost Katie, I think a lot of people are familiar with the stages of grief, which are 100% incorrect for the record. But there is a lot of anger involved after you
Yes.
lose a child,
Yeah, I
and
can
I just
imagine.
remembered, it seemed like everything was triggering, and I was very angry. I was very jealous. I was very all the things,
Yeah.
and I remember not only asking myself, "What now?" but then always trying to react with love. if somebody said something that maybe hurt a little bit, like, oh, I lost my dog last week, so I know exactly what it's like to lose a child.
Right. Yes.
And that would bring up some feelings.
Sure.
But to react with love and to know that that person was trying to connect with me in any way that they could, and that even though maybe it hurt a little bit, but just to think that way, and like you say, travel those 12 inches, from your head to your heart. That's really powerful stuff.
Well, and then it's I think it's really that's really nice the way you said that, because especially with something like you've dealt with, that's a pretty big, obviously a big thing for somebody to do, a huge thing for somebody to deal with. And to realize that you can become conscious, and you can have a choice still, even in the middle of something as tough as you've gone through, try and bring something better to the situation. And that's really what we're talking about here, is getting conscious and living from the best part of yourself. Is it hard? Heck yeah. Sometimes it is damn hard. Do you not feel like doing it? Absolutely, you don't feel like doing it. But the more that you do it, the more it becomes a habit. And the more you start to, you actually, it's not just something you do, it's you feel it. It's something you start to feel. You start to feel that heart open. And it's amazing what you can do with an open heart. It's it's uh it's what brings something better to every situation and every interaction you have, whether it's a client, a family member, friend. It's powerful. Yeah, it can be damn hard though. So I commend you for, in the middle of something as hard as you've gone through, to be able to do that.